So this is going to be a really brief video on what Cami is.
This is Cami, an app where you can annotate and collaborate on PDFs or any type of documents interactively. Let's take a quick look at how Cami could be your digital pen and paper in the classroom. It all starts by opening a document. Mark this line and that one. Ah, this passage seems crucial. Strike that. Make a note. Make yourself heard. Express yourself. Filling in the blanks is such a breeze. That wasn't right. Ah, there we go. You could also collaborate with countless amounts of users within your classroom in real time. Hold up. What if you've got multiple documents? Well, why not just merge them together? Or just get the pages you need, then bring them straight into Cami. We also integrate with Google Classroom and Schoology, with more coming soon. All these features and much more are all within Cami. Explore Cami today.
Okay, so that was quite brief, but there was a lot of information in there.
Cami team, and today I'm going to be showing you the connection between Google Drive and Cami and where you can find your Google Drive folder.
Sorry about that. So there's quite a bit of information in there, so this is something that you'll probably want to go back to and really explore. I think Haley Pop had a question about, do the students need it also? The answer to that is yes. So what you would do is you would download it, and you would also have each of your students download it. So what happens is when you email them a document, it comes to them, and when they open it up, it'll say, how do you want to open this document? And they'll have the choice of opening it in Cami, and then it becomes editable, and all of those tools appear on the side of the screen that they can use to edit it. Does that make sense? Any other questions on that? No? Okay. So next we have SnapType and SnapType Pro. And my understanding is that SnapType is what your students have, and SnapType Pro is what you have, so that you're able to create the document and send it to your students, and they can do the editing that they need to do and send it back to you. SnapType is a free app that they can download. SnapType Pro is $4.99, and that's a one-time thing. So, and from what I'm understanding from the administrators, is there is money now that we haven't had before. And when you're doing things on your iPads from your classroom, you're going to have to get tech involved. We can't just download whatever we want on our school iPads. We have to get tech involved in that. So that's something that you would need to talk to them if this is an app that you would like. SnapType Pro is really easy to use. And again, the students can do their editing and then share it back to you. You can share it with them, they can share it with you. And if you are an SMD teacher, this is something that if you want to use for if any of these you want to use for your unique or any of those things, you can have parents help the students do this editing as well. In SnapType, there's speech to text is available. That's one of the few tools that SnapType has, is that you can actually speak into it and the text becomes visible. Okay, so we're gonna have another little video here about SnapType Pro. Again, short and kind of quick.
I'm going to show you how to fill in a worksheet using the Snap and Type Pro. I'm going to choose the Snap and Type Pro app. And now I'm going to choose New Document. I want to use the camera. That turns the camera on, and now I'm going to go over and take a picture of my worksheet. Make sure I've got it all in. hit the button. Okay, now I'm going to use those little buttons at the top right-hand corner to get it facing the right way. Here we go. And I'm going to hit the check mark in the bottom right-hand corner. We're going to give this a name, vocabulary. Okay, and now I can see it, so I'm going to choose on there. I'm just going to zoom in so I can see what it is I need to be doing. Hold my finger on a spot where I want the text box to go and release. Sometimes it works, sometimes it takes more than one try. Okay, there I go. So I'm going to put in here delighted. And I'm going to change the size of this, so I need this much smaller. I'm using that toolbar at the top. Okay. And then it's in there. Great. And so I'm going to put my finger on to add to my next spot. Again, it's a bit tricky. Hold and let go. Gleeful. Okay. And so you can see how I'm adding text in as I go. Now if I want to delete the box, I'm just going to hold on to it, watch this red circle go around, and when it's done it will delete it. That's so you don't delete it by mistake. Again, hold, release. And you can add text that way. Now at the top you also have a pen, so I'm going to click on that pen tab. Here the dot, I can choose what color of pen I want, so I'm going to use blue, and you can actually draw on it, so if you had to circle information in a worksheet you could. Here's the save button. So I've saved that, so let's just open that again, make sure all my annotations are still there. Yep, great. So I can send this, because it's important for the students to be able to hand this in. So at the top, that square with the arrow, that's always the share button. So they can share an image, a PDF, or a snap and type document. So I'm going to share it as a PDF because almost all things can open a PDF. It asks me, how do you want to share it? Do you want to mail it? Do you want to print it? Okay, so here the student can mail it to their teacher using their @themanvilleschool.com account. You can see it, put it right in there. So if I'm going to send this to Kay Chambers, hit return. Okay, and now I can simply send it. And that will go into the teacher's mailbox. Back here in the document section, I can click these 3 circles and I can do some things as well. I can share it, duplicate it, edit it. And again, the share options are the same. How would you like to share it? PDF is usually your best bet. And here the student can print it. Okay, this is the printer I have at my home, but we have the printer at school, and they can print it from there and just choose to print. I hope that's been helpful in using SnapType Pro.
Okay, so I think that there's some conversations going on, and I really appreciate that going on in the chat box. And we'll also have some other opportunities during the breakout sessions to chat a little bit. One of the questions from Steve, I think, was going back to Cami, can Cami be used on Apple products? And yes, the answer is yes. If you go into Chrome on your iPad, you can use Cami that way as well. And I think there's some discussion on can you take the pictures of the documents and your worksheets and whatever on your iPhone and then use it to share out, and that's perfectly good too. So if anybody has any questions, you can also unmute. But that's basically what SnapType Pro or SnapType and SnapType Pro are. And the next one that we're going to talk about is Go Worksheet and Go Worksheet Maker. And that's also similar to SnapType and SnapType Pro, where the Go Worksheet Maker is the paid, the $40 tool for the teacher, and then the Go Worksheet is free for the students. And I think I was mistaken about Kami. I believe it's every year you pay for it. It's a subscription. So anyway, Go Worksheet Maker is again an iPad app. It makes worksheets and tests accessible for students. It's a little bit more complex than SnapType Pro. I told you that SnapType Pro had the speech to text. This has speech to text and text to speech. It also, you can make your worksheets a fill in the blank. You can do multiple choice questions on it, so it can become much more dynamic. You can record audio on it so that the students, or you can record onto it. You can drag and drop answers. You can put in little video clips. So for DHH students, you can put in little clips of sign language. So there are a lot of really cool things about the Go Worksheet Maker. It's a little bit more complex. If you can get away with SnapType, it's simpler, but there are some really cool things with Go Worksheet Maker. So we're going to watch two videos here. The first one is a little clip on how it works, and then the second one is a student that uses it, that kind of her little testimonial on how she uses it. Okay, so we'll start with this one.
Welcome to Go Worksheet, the app that makes printed classroom worksheets accessible with an iPad. Let's get started. Worksheets can be imported from a PDF or image file located in iCloud, Dropbox, or your photo library. You can also snap a picture of a worksheet using the camera or document scanner, shown here. Just hold your iPad steady over the worksheet, and the app will automatically grab and crop the image. Now, give it a title and tap Create. Now that we've got a worksheet, there are several things we can do. We can add text to speech, type in a message to be read, or use the magic wand to pull text directly from the page. Tap on any of the orange highlighted areas to choose that text to be read aloud. Tap and hold on an item to edit, resize, or delete. You can add drag and drop answers. I'll put the question box here, and then answer boxes over the 3 answer choices. Now, let's see it all in action.
My friends and I love.
Here is another example of a document made in Go Worksheet. Answers may be completed by using the on-screen keyboard for fill in the blank, drawing with your finger, or via voice recording.
There are 8 dots altogether.
Completed worksheets can then be sent to the teacher in a variety of ways, including email, AirDrop, through cloud storage, or using the included hand-in feature. For more information on Go Worksheet, please see the other Quick Start videos, look for Attainment on social media, or visit our website, attainmentcompany.com.
So why do you like Go Worksheet Maker?
Because I can do most of my homework by myself, and it makes me feel like I have more independence.
You like it that you can tap on a word and tap on the blank and it'll automatically fill it? What else?
I can type in the word if I have to type it in.
So when your teacher takes a worksheet, how long does it take her to create a worksheet for you?
A couple minutes.
Do you think that was really going to help you get through your worksheets in the public school?
Yes,
Why?
because I can do it on my own without having to have other people write the answers for me.
So that little Amanda is too cute, isn't she? So are there any other questions? It looks like Mo and Laura are answering a lot of these questions that you guys have online. If there are any more, you're welcome to ask them or to unmute yourself, but I appreciate
Cynthia,
you guys doing that. Yes.
I'm sorry, Cynthia, this is Michelle Sumner. And so I have gotten a few individual texts just requesting if any of these are available on Chrome or if they have any other format or they're just available on iPads.
I believe that these two, the Go Worksheet and SnapType Pro, are iPads. And Mo, if you have any other comments on that, I believe that those are just iPads right now. But the Cami can go either way. Like I was saying earlier, if you want to use Cami on your iPad, then you just have to do it through your Chrome browser on your iPad.
Hey, Cynthia, it's Craig.
Hi, Craig.
So this Go Worksheet would save me about 25 minutes per slide on the PowerPoints that I was currently working on, because on those, you have to place, the box, and then you have to actually type in what you want to have happen to the box. So what I'm wondering is if I can use this program on an iPad, can I save those worksheets to my Google Drive and then embed those in my individual student schedules?
Wow. That's a really good question. I think that we would have to get back to you on that one, Craig, and work on you individually with that, because I don't know the answer to that. That's
okay. That would be a huge time saver.
Craig, this is Maureen. Yeah. Can you put that question in the chat box?
You bet.
Because Go Worksheet Maker, it's a pretty big game changer for many of our students, or could be, we'll put it that way. And so we will look into that. It's easy to produce one sample and then you can send it out to students versus individually, going through and change many documents.
Right. If you ever have a chance to go into my lesson planning, I have folders just labeled PowerPoints for instruction. And I've actually been able to take the ULS worksheets through an Elements program and pull them apart and then be able to actually animate. So when they click the right answer, it floats into the answer screen, whereas the wrong answer just disappears. So if I were be able to use this program and skip those intermediary, and just work directly off the document, then I'm able to pull off of ULS. I'm super duper excited about this. So yeah, I'll put the question in. Thank you.
Yeah, and you might want to just copy and paste that into an email to me and Mo and Brian or something, and we can kind of play with that a little bit. That'd be great. That would be a neat application for it. Thanks, Craig. Any other questions? Oh, Jennifer Ordonio asked a price for the Go Worksheet, and I believe it's $39.99 for the Go Worksheet Maker, and the Go Worksheet itself for your students is a free tool.
It's $40 for one app And then if more people want, the cost changes. So it's $40 if one teacher is buying it, is $150 for 5 and $400 for 20.
Thank you, Laura.
No worries.
Okay. Yeah, there's that power, there's a lot of purchasing power in doing several in a lot of our apps.
Right. The volume purchase plan, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Mo. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit, and I think in other sessions that you've been in, I know a lot of you have been in Mo's session, and I don't, everybody's kind of everywhere today, but we've talked a little bit about this open access that our AT team, particularly Jill McCann, led by Jill King, have put together. And there's some really cool things in it. So I'm going to show you how to get to the space where they have PDF annotations. But again, if you would like to explore this, if you have time, one of the blessings of distance learning is that even though it's going to become much more rigorous this year, everybody's having a chance to really explore a lot more on tech tools and that kind of thing. So going to this flip kit is something that, it would be really cool if you guys could be familiar with it, and because there's so many tools. So we're going to go to the openaccess.ca.org site and just kind of work through this, how we get to it. So there are 2 ways to get to it here. I'm going to click on this AT up here, and then you can go down to the AT resource flip kit. So we go to the flip kit here. And then this has all of the choices of things that you can look into. And on each of these, there are a variety of tools within them. And Jill McCann is constantly updating this. And when new things come out, she's putting them in, or if she learns about something new, she's constantly updating this. And Mo's sending her a lot of information, and we're sending her information as we find things. But then, so now, since we're doing PDF editing, right, we're talking about writing and composing, so I'm going to go there. And then I'm going to go to annotation tools for worksheets and PDFs. So now we have these 3 that we talked about today. So you can go to those and you can learn more, and it has similar information to what we have, but you can explore it a little bit more. Another way you can explore more is you just Google Kami, and then there are quite a few YouTubes and training videos and those kind of things with it. I just picked out the brief ones for today because I didn't want this to go on and on, because some of them go for an hour or whatever. So you can learn more there, or you can Google it. And read and write is something we didn't talk about, and I think probably quite a few of you know about read and write. But it's a really amazing tool that does have a subscription tied to it. But as teachers, you can get that for free. And read and write is like Kami, it's an extension on your Chrome account. So with it, you can, well, you can do it on several different platforms. The one that I use it mostly on is Google. But it allows teachers and students to do all kinds of annotations and editing and speech to text and text to speech, even on websites, not just PDFs. As a teacher, you can get this for free, and it's really a great tool. As students, they can get it for free for 30 days, and then it has to be paid after that, but you can also continue on with the free version that just has a limited amount of tools. So you might want to go into Read and Write and learn more about that. And if you want to get the subscription, you can go into your Chrome store, you can download the extension, and then Google how to get it free for teachers, how to get Read and Write free for teachers, and then you sign up for that, and it will always be on your toolbar. So that's a pretty amazing, robust tool right there. So I'm going to close that. Does and really, if you can go in here on your free time in between sessions or whatever, there's just so much. I mean, just here, I think, Maureen, you had something else that you thought I should look at when we're there. I forget what it was. Oh, tools to support legibility. And because a lot of times when we're doing these PDF annotated things, the students have some problems with their writing. So there are a lot more things in here, voice typing in docs, the things that are built into our platforms, like the voice typing in Google Docs is a really great tool for a lot of our students that can't write very well. Dictation, there's just so much in this, in this flip kit, and I'm just really proud of our team that you guys have put this together. So going back to this, does anybody have any questions on the flip kit or any of this? No? Okay. So what we'd like to do is go into breakout rooms for about 7 minutes or so. And Michelle, are you in that position to break people out?
Working on it now.
Okay. So what we'll do is while you're in your breakout rooms, you can talk about what would work out for your students, what these things that we've talked about today, and maybe share some ideas about that. And then what you would like to have more information on. And eventually we're going to ask you what you'd like to have more training on, but we'll get to that in a minute. But if you can spend about 7 minutes talking, if somebody can be the note taker, and then when you come back, you can either, shout out or put in the chat what you have discussed in your group. That would be awesome.
Okay, ready to go.
Okay.
Cynthia, what time are we coming back at?
Welcome back, everybody. I still see people coming in. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We can either, I think we can probably kind of have an open forum with questions. If there's anything that you came up with, and as a team, we can answer your questions. But so did anybody come up with anything during their breakout session that you would like to know?
Well, I'm really interested in Cami and how it will work for our visually impaired and blind kids. Because so at some point, maybe we could do some training with you.
Yeah, I think that there could be a lot of benefits to that for them.
Hey, Cynthia, it's Tori.
Hi, Tori.
Can you clarify? I know you helped me get the Go worksheet on our iPad in the classroom. Mm-hmm. And I know with that, the kids can submit the worksheet when they're done with it. But for distance learning, do I need to have the app and the student have the app?
Yes, you'll have Go Worksheet Maker, which is the one that costs $39.99, and they can have Go Worksheet, which is a free app. So the Go Worksheet Maker, you know, in the name, it says Maker. So you create the document, or you edit the document, and then they can work with the document. So you send it to them, they work with it, and then they can share it back to you. Does that make sense? So we talked about the volume purchase agreement. If a lot of you are interested in that app, then you can express that to us, and we can go to administration, or you can go to administration and see if we can get some copies of it. And this has been, as you know more than anybody, Tori, it's been a little bit rough to try to get a lot of these assistive technology things that are really cool for our kids. And now it's kind of, from what Brett said yesterday, there's this little window of time that we might be able to get some of these things, because with the iPad apps, they're a one-time purchase. So with Cami, it's a subscription, but with these iPad apps, they're a one-time purchase. And if we can get them now, that would be, and if they're going to be used, that would be really helpful. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, Cynthia, it's Steve. Which of those would you recommend if, let's say, I wanted to use an old worksheet and take a picture of it and be able to send it to, or put it into the learning plan for individuals that have iPads, and kind of activate it so that, you know, they can touch it and move things, you know, drag things to the other. I'm looking at myself in a different one here. But which one would work for that kind of thing, so that they'd be able to use their iPad and see that and be able to, say, answer questions or drag, you know, things to locations?
Well, the Go Worksheet Maker is more robust, and in that video, you know how they have that you could take, you know, you could do a multiple choice, and then you could highlight all the answers, and they can drag it into the proper place. Right. So that, if you're talking about that kind of application, I'd say, yeah, go with Go Worksheet Maker. If you're just filling in the blanks, Snap with either typing or with speech to text.
Right. I was going to add that to that too, because, you know, the Go Worksheet or Go Worksheet Maker, I thought you could also do the text to speech. So they're not going to be able to read this on their own, but if they were able to click on it, it reads the question and reads the answers, they might be able to correctly answer the question.
Yeah, in that case, the Go Worksheet Maker would be better. It would take you a little longer to really get it down, you know, to figure it out, but it would be worth it. You know, once you got it down, you could modify worksheets really well and then send them out to all your kids. You could put in any of those tools that you need, that the kids need. And so, yeah, I would say Go Worksheet Maker. Yes.
I don't know that they're going to be able to put the documents into their individual learning plan, but they could write in their individual learning plan, check your Go worksheet for your assignment. And then they would just open their iPad and see their assignment within the iPad. I don't know that you're going to be able to, I don't know that you can't, but I would think that the way to do it until we find that out, if you do go this route with the Go worksheet maker, is that you would just put in their individual plan, 3 lessons in Go worksheet, and then they would just go into their Go worksheet app in iPad.
I think they'd have to have their email attached to their iPad, right, Laura?
Yeah,
so,
and then, yeah, so he can send it out to whomever, he can assign it to whomever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's still doable. Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions on that?
Cynthia, I just want to share, I was started using live worksheets at the end of spring last year. And
using what? I'm sorry, Natasha. What?
Live worksheets, and it's very similar to this one. And I don't know, like, I don't know if everyone has like iPad access, or that it's only, this one is not only compatible with iPads for our students at home. But it was very helpful as well, because like Craig, I was making those slides to go back and forth, and they are a nightmare. So it was very helpful.
So my worksheet is on Google, or what
Live
is it?
Worksheet, if you can connect it to your Google Classroom. You could create a classroom as well on there and share your stuff and assign homework and make workbooks as well. And you're also it's free through 2020, so the end of this year. And you have unlimited access to like the main subscription one until then.
Oh.
So that.
And is that a Google extension, Tasha?
Yes, you can share it with your Google. So you can connect it to your Google Classroom if you're running a Google Classroom. You could also.
But I mean, is it a Google extension app, or is it an app off of where is?
It's online, liveworksheets.com.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Natasha, could you put that name of that app into the chat?
Yes.
The extension.
You know, we're really always open to hearing about things that you guys have, because it's really great to share things like this, because
if you could put that in the chat,
we've
that
never
would be
heard
awesome.
of. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Oh, live worksheets. I thought you said my worksheets. Good. Glad you wrote it.
Sorry.
Thank you. No, that's great. I appreciate that. Anything else? Okay. So these are brief overviews, of course, and if you have anything that you would like to get more information on, for us to do a direct Zoom meeting with you, or even meet with, I don't know what Story is on Meeting Live, but we're working here at the annex. If people want to come and we do social distancing and all that kind of thing, I think we probably have a little latitude on that. But we're going to put up another poll asking you if there's anything here that you really want more training on. Of course, you can do the training through Googling it and listening to what's on, in their YouTubes or whatever. But if you could do that, and then we could meet you directly with more training on things, or we can set up trainings in the future. Okay, it looks like there are quite a few people that would like more on Kami and Go Worksheet. Oh, now SnapType Pro's coming up, creeping up from behind. And the thing is that some of these things, if you want your assistants to have training on these things as well, because it sounds like they're going to be helping quite a bit in your classrooms now, we are happy to do training with staff as well as with yourselves. And I think that probably with most of them, it'll be from the ground up where you'll have a little bit of an idea how to use these things. So we can also work with your staff on training. Do we have any administrators in here? I know, Michelle, you're here. As far as whether you would let us go to places like Honorado and have little trainings, or what kind of latitude we have on that?
I'm sorry, in terms of going online to do trainings for where?
No, I'm talking about live trainings. If we
Oh,
want to
live
do
trainings. So my understanding from one of the workshops this morning is that they are working on those open access and getting some of those trainings to the PCO staff too. So we're looking to do that throughout the year.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me do that.
Michelle, this is Laura. I'm just wondering, would we be able to meet person to person for any trainings, or is it all going to have to be Zoom? Is that what the protocol is right now?
At the moment, it is all distance learning since social distancing, but later when we return to schools, that may change.
Okay, okay, thank you.
So I think we're a little early. What time are we supposed to finish this? Yeah, we're a little early here. I don't.
I'll go ahead and launch the final slide in the, what's it called? I can't even think to say. It's been a long day, right?
Yes, it has. That's why I don't think
you.
anybody minds if we end a little early here.
The exit survey. I'll go ahead and launch that.
Okay.
Please fill this out as soon as you can. Whoops.
Thank you, guys, and I hope you have a great evening, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow in other sessions. So
thanks, Cynthia.
Thank you,
thank
Cynthia.
you.
Great job.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you, Cynthia. Good job, Cynthia.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thanks again.
Nice to see everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a great rest of your day, you guys.
How you doing, Cynthia?
I'm done. How are you doing, Laura?
I'm great. That was
good.
Very good. It's always hard because there's more that you want to tell them, but there's just not enough time, and then you have more time than you need, but not enough.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah, the timing's difficult, and thank you for answering questions and asking questions. That was really helpful.
Super Teacher Craig, did you leave?
Super Teacher Laura, I've been waiting for you.
He's
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I've seen your name up there so many times today, but I've never really unmuted at my other sessions to say anything.
Hello. Where in the world is your son?
Actually, he just got on his bike to go riding.
He's
in
home?
Tahoe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Up in Tahoe.
He is actually going to be a student teacher at Valley View Elementary in Rockland this fall.
Get out of town.
Can you believe it?
That is
And how do you do
awesome.
student teaching with distance learning? That's
Yes.
going to be an interesting.
Well, he's got a great community around him, so you let let him know if he needs anything and mom can't help. Craig's over here.
I will let him know. It's been funny because like he's come in, like I've been doing some different webinars over this summer, and he was in a 5th grade classroom in the spring when they went to distance learning. And so he just, even though he didn't have to go, he's like, I'm still going to go because I want to learn about this stuff. And then he would sit in these webinars and people would ask questions like, well, how do I do this? And he'd be like, excuse me, I think this is what you should do. And I'd be like, what? How did you do that?
Watched a webinar with my mom.
I cannot imagine another generation of Smiths.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Stowing it up. No, oh my, those kids are going to be so lucky if Garrett decides to stick with this. He'd make a fantastic teacher. He always has.
I think so. I think so. He's very excited about it. So
I'll never forget Garrett, 4 years old, running around that, whatever that ceremony thing was that we went to that first time. The teacher support things that we did. Remember when we first all started? And you were my advisor?
Yes.
Yeah, Garrett runs up. He's like, I'm 4. Like it was a threat, you know?
I can't believe that you've known him his whole life, huh? That's
Cool. I remember Garrett in his mama's belly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Laura and I have been working together.
Yeah. How's
I've been
John?
around. He's doing well, thanks.
Good.
Everybody else who doesn't know John and us was like, hi, Kristen and Natalie. Everybody else knows John and Garrett. So
yeah.
I'm starting to take over this conversation about my son.
That's okay. Cynthia, how's Mark?
Good.
Yeah, everybody's
a little
healthy.
Crazy, but good.
Right on.
Things are straightening out a little.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it. All right.
Did you have a good summer, Craig? Did you get to go anywhere?
I went all around my yard. It's been a world tour of new fences, fix the shed, put in a patio. Yeah.
Craig, how's your beautiful niece doing?
Oh my God. Amazing. She's going through a cognitive growth spurt.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
So, yeah, 24 years old.
Wow.
So what years did you have her, Laura?
I had her when she was like, I would say 6, 7, 8. And then I saw her again in high school because I was then an itinerant teacher when she was at Oakmont. So I would see her there.
Okay. Yeah, so she goes to Adult Day Experience, or will when they open up again.
Yeah.
And she says it's her work. She's very busy.
Nice.
I'll give you a quick thing. So Dawn told me that Riley started telling her to go out to the garage from her bedroom. And Dawn's like, I have no idea what she's talking about. So Dawn's like, fine, okay, go into the garage. I'm going to the garage. She hid around the corner. Riley darted out into the refrigerator and got into a bunch of stuff she wasn't supposed to. And so her mom caught her, you know, she had to do the catch. But then we got phone calls like, oh my gosh, it's the first time she's ever tried to fool me. It's, you know, it was amazing.
That's cool. Kristen, cool. I see you have a question about these platforms with little ones. And
yeah, I have a K through 2. I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your guys' conversation.
That's okay.
My apologies.
No, that's all right.
I have K through 2, and with a little, some of my kiddos all of them are deaf and hard of hearing, but I have a couple who have special needs. How friendly would it be for this age population?
I have used Go Worksheet with well, I don't want to say lots, but with quite a few younger. I'm not as young as kindergarten because they weren't really doing a lot of worksheets.
Right.
But definitely 1st and 2nd graders.
Is it helpful to use these apps for maybe like handwriting? Is that even an option? Like if we want to practice doing the handwriting, like is there a pen to iPad type of feature?
That's not something that you would use Go Worksheet for, but there are other iPad apps that they could practice their penmanship on for sure.
Oh, okay.
Looking for.
Okay, thank
you. On Cami, one of the tools is using a pen, and you could use it either with a mouse or with a stylus if you have a touch screen. But yeah, I think that there are a lot of apps that are better for using for penmanship.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Sure. Is everybody ready to go? See you tomorrow?
I don't know. I still want to talk to Craig and Jennifer and Brian.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave, but I don't think I have to kill the whole thing, but I'm done. Nice
All
to
right.
see
Well,
you guys.
you did a great job.
Really? Thank you.
Did an awesome job, Cynthia.
Well, thank you. You just never know. But I appreciate that.
Never know.
Even if you're lying, I appreciate it.
No,